And I am live. If anybody's out there, howdy, howdy. Was going to, what I was thinking about running a live stream every other week featuring probably one or two of my favorite picks of the week or the last 2 weeks. Just a couple items. I don't know. I could turn into a weekly thing, but right now I just want to do every other week. I've noticed one thing where I have the camera set a weekly thing, but right now I just want to do every other week. I've noticed one thing where I have the camera set a weekly thing, but right now I just want to do every other week. I've noticed one thing where I have the camera set a weekly thing, but right now I just want to do every other week. At least I know the audio is working. I have my laptop sitting over here because the desktop's way over there and I can't read that far. I can see that somebody would be writing if there was anybody writing, but nevertheless, what I was getting at, I'm moving my mouse and it's going over there. Need to get another cordless mouse. Anyway, this is the first live stream of this sorts, and also there's a couple more things that I was going to mention in this live stream. These live streams are technically not sponsored by anybody in particular. They are just items that I have reviewed that I was going to kind of just go over because I review so many things, and usually I have a video review release every day, pretty much. 99% of the time, it's every day. But I was just going to go over those things. But those things are not really sponsored for the live streams, but I am going to mention them. And right now, today, I want to mention technically it's three things. One is the camera that I'm using. Now, I put a link to the description, a link in the description of the camera, as well as this microphone slash speaker. It's a conference speaker that has a microphone in it, and they are not cheap, but they are good. They are by Narity. The mic slash speaker is the A20S, and I just reviewed it last night, so it's not even going to be out on my reviews yet. So you're seeing it. You saw it for the first time live. The camera that I'm using, I've mentioned it before and other over on my other YouTube channel. It is the Narity, I say a V410 conference camera. You can, it has a remote. You can tilt that thing and pan it and zoom and all that. But I have noticed this window back here. If I want to be doing these in the live, and if I want to be doing the lives in the daytime, I'm going to have to get a blackout curtain or something because the lighting in here is horrible. It's so bright back here. And I have my big lights, but I've got it turned down to, oh, I can't even see it. I've got it turned down and it is still really bright. 38.7%. That's with it off. Well, actually, it's just glowing. See if we just turn it completely off. That is completely off. It does look better with it on because I'm getting some glow off of the laptop, I think. But actually, it might look a little better when it turned up brighter. What do y'all think? That don't look too bad. It looks better when it turned up brighter. Maybe it's filtering that, balancing that lighting out. It's kind of wild. Anyway, and I got something else in that is going to be a lot of fun. Now, I don't know how I can. Well, yeah, I do. Y'all give me just a moment. Should have had this set up. I fly by the seat of my pants, y'all. If y'all are new to my live streams, I have a live stream over on my other YouTube channel every Thursday evening at 9 o'clock. But I've never done one here. And if you're not familiar with me and my live streams, I fly by the seat of my pants. Ain't nothing scripted. And a lot of times, if we've got some people in there that are talking, we may talk about one thing. We may talk about the rain in one conversation, and 3 minutes later, we may be talking about DoorDash or something. I mean, you never know what we're going to talk about. Nevertheless, I got an idea how I can show you this. I was going to put it up here on the desk, and it will fit on the desk, but it's going to be like so close, up so close. Y'all give me just a minute, and let me move my big camera, and then we will. I'll sit. Hold on. Okay, let's see if this will work. This is my Allowweek, Allowweek. We can just turn the camera around here. Yeah, you can kind of see it. What do y'all think about that? Pretty cool, huh? That is, I like it, y'all. Move right over here. I'm running around in here in my socks. Pretty cool. One of the things that I like about this is you can just raise this up. Can't do it with that hand. I'm backwards there. Raise it up, flip it down, then that'll lay down, and you can put that in your car or your pickup, SUV, whatever you have. And I made some modification of this already. Let's see if I can get this zoomed up and show you. Wrong way. Now, right here, I'll be able to put my GoPro on here. Let me show you. See, I am never ready. And this is a good example of how this microphone works because I am walking all over the place. And sometimes I would lose my head if it wasn't attached to my shoulders. Anyway, I have an attachment that goes on the bottom of my GoPro, and it will mount right there. Actually, we'll have it. Well, if I was going to video it myself, but like this. And I have a phone holder mounted up here, and I can mount my, well, you can't see what phone. I can mount my phone right there. It does have a speedometer anyway, but let me tell y'all something. This is advertised to go 21.7 miles an hour. But just the little bit I have been riding it. Oh, yeah. Oh, just the little bit that I have been riding it, it goes 35 miles an hour, y'all. Now, I guess it says 21.7 miles an hour on a 20% grade. So I guess going up a little hill, it'll go 21.7. And I guess they can't really say how fast it will really go because a lot of that is going to depend on the person riding it. I'm not a little fella, and it's got a weight limit of 265, so I'm safe there. But you know, if you got a, like if one of my grandkids was on it, you know, they're going to weigh 100 pounds. It's probably going to go a little faster. I don't know, but oh oh oh, I see pork chop. Why is my I didn't know if anybody was here. My scroll on the thing is not working. I see an empty chair. I already saw you drive it. You need to get one of those clown horns for your handlebar so people will get out of your way. Yeah, I don't. How you doing, Johnny? Sorry, y'all. I did not see. I haven't used this laptop in a while, and I'm trying to make it big enough to where I can see it good. Because there's no way if I'd looked over there, maybe y'all just now wrote something, and I wasn't ignoring y'all. I hope not. Since y'all are here, well, let me answer you first, Johnny. Yes. What I was thinking about doing, and like I said, this is the first live stream that I've done that's going to be like this. And I just thought, because I do reviews daily, I have releases every day. And some of this stuff, you know, it's not something that I would brag about. I'm not going to be dishonest about something and say if it's not good, I'm not going to say it's good. I just won't say much about it. I'll just say it is what it is, you know. But certain things stand out more so than others. And as old as I am, I had somebody comment on this that their dad bought one. I told them, I said, you better not let your dad ride it and make him kiss it goodbye if he does, because he may like it. I'm 59 years old, and that is fun. And it's going to be more fun when it gets a little cooler outside. I've been wanting to go ride, but y'all, it's been 105 degrees in my part of Texas, and too hot to ride. Yeah, it's not really too hot to ride. It's just I don't want to get out there in the heat. To be honest with you, but I want to go ride. It's so much fun. I want to strap on my GoPro, and I have another YouTube channel, Dirty Shoes Adventures, and I'm going to. We have a walking path around Wichita Falls where I live, and I'm going to, you know, see how far that thing will go. And I'm going to do another review on this electric scooter. I'm figuring 3 to 6 months because I want to give a real review. I mean, I can give a review on what I think about it, open the box, show what it is, and go over the basics. Um, but something like that, I think it really needs a follow up review to see if it lasts, and you know, and see how well it really holds up to riding it a lot. How long the battery lasts, because there's no It doesn't say what size of batteries in it, and it doesn't say how long the battery is supposed to last. It does say it's a 500-watt electric motor. But anyway, things like that I think need a follow-up review. But nevertheless, what I was getting at is I'm going to pick out one or two things every couple of weeks. If I get enough views or enough interest in this, I may do it weekly. I may do it weekly anyway. I don't know. Because I do Walmart Spark, but on Tuesdays, Mondays and Tuesdays, mainly Tuesdays, I don't do that. And that's the first of the week is pretty much my reviews when I do all my reviews. And so Tuesdays, I'm usually free to do this for an hour and just kind of take a break from doing reviews because it can get monotonous. Let me ask y'all a question. Are y'all hearing me okay? Because I've not used the speaker. That was another reason I was going to do this live stream today. Kind of unannounced. I put it out last night that I scheduled it last night for today, but I really didn't put it on my Facebook or anywhere else because I wasn't real sure how the camera was going to do and this setting and how the mic was going to do. And I'm hoping it sounds and looks like it looks. I'm looking on Facebook or on YouTube. It looks like it's okay. It was buffering a little bit, so hopefully it's not buffering for y'all. Probably my internet connection. But anyway, Pork Chop, you was talking about a horn. Y'all check this out. We can get it over here. Can we see it? Yeah, you can see it. There. Where is that? Oh, right. No. Is it right here? Yeah. You know the little bells that little kids put on their bicycle. Listen to that. I have a little bell. It's actually not a bell. I guess it's electric because I don't. Oh, there is a little bell. It's about that big around. Yeah, you can see the little arm going in there. I was thinking, put a air horn on. You know, that would be funny. Hey, driven dad, Mr. Tony himself. How are you? Here, I'm getting into the e transportation. Got me a scooter in. It's really cool. You know, somebody made the comment. I was on Steve's live. What was it last week? Or a week before. Anyway, I'd mentioned supposed to be getting this, and somebody said something about doing DoorDash on it or something. Man, I tell you what, I'm doing good just to ride it and stay upright. So you got accepted into influencer. Cool. That's cool, man. I'm glad. If you have any, you probably won't have any questions because you're probably pretty versed on it. But I have a couple of connections if you are interested. I may have sent them to you. I know I sent them to Steve and I think Tim. But anyway, send me an email or message me or something. You feel the same about Scooter. Man, the YouTube review I put on the Amazon one, I really did. I cut that part out, but the YouTube one, I thought, hey, it's my YouTube channel. I do what I want for the most part. But when I first got on, I've never rode a scooter. Never. I rode skateboards when I was younger, but I'd never rode a scooter. And I was like up in the grass, and like Pork Chop said, she heard that tree holler when I was heading towards it. Man, I was like, I looked like a drunk out there on it. But I thought it was funny, so I left it on the YouTube version, but not on the. I cut that part off on the Amazon one. We will need to connect for sure. Yeah, I think. Well, anyway, you can get since I can't really post it here, Steve has my number. You can text me. So be sure to tell me who it is. Hey, it's Tony. So anyway, or email me. You can definitely email me. It's kind of obvious what email address is, either here or Dash and Grandpa, either one. But anyway, yeah, this thing is a lot of fun. I was looking up accessories for him because I need a bottle holder. And one of my contacts did have a motorcycle. Well, no, it was a motorcycle phone holder. I asked them last night if they still had it, but they don't know the number of it. And I don't remember. Man, this chair is squeaky. Yeah. I just asked Steve, he'll give you my number. So tell him it's okay. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, I want to do this probably at least right now, the live stream, at least like every other week. I may wind up doing it every week. It just depends. And there could be some giveaways along the way here and there. I don't want to announce that, you know, I don't want people thinking I want people to come and because I did the giveaways with the Neporo rechargeable light bulbs and the $50 gift card, but there was a lot of people that I'd never seen, and I have never seen them since. And I had rather, I mean, that's great. It's great if somebody wins something, but honestly, I'd rather it be somebody that actually watches the channel, because they can subscribe and then if they don't win, or even if they do win, they can unsubscribe and move on. And, that just kind of makes you feel like you're getting used. And I think that's probably trying to get subscribers the wrong way, because I'd rather have people that actually watch the videos. And I'm not saying all of them, especially on the review channel. There's some reviews that I wouldn't watch. I don't care nothing about the product. So why would I watch it? And that's what makes it so hard to grow a channel on reviews, in my opinion, is because it doesn't have a specific niche. So, it's not like household items. Like like the speaker / mic that I'm using right now, that if you're interested in electronics like that for conferences or streaming and stuff, you don't care anything about an electric scooter. So why would you subscribe to a channel when they're talking about this and this, a mouse? I get it, but I'm a real person, and my interests are so broad. I've become interested in things I didn't even know existed. I did a lawnmower thing. It's not a lawnmower. It was I forgot what you called it. It kind of broke up the topsoil. It was kind of looked like a lawnmower in a way, but it broke up. I didn't even, and I was on a mowing crew for the city for a few years. I didn't know they even made such a thing. Scarifer. A scarifer. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but nevertheless, anyway, this is kind of what I wanted to do on this live stream. And let me ask you, are y'all hearing me? Are y'all hearing me like crystal clear? How does the audio sound? Yeah, it's more search based. I don't know how many YouTubers that you watch that like teach YouTube and how to build a YouTube channel. Sounds great. Cool. This is the mic that I'm using. Yeah, you can see it. This is by Narrative. You can daisy chain these things too. Now it does have a cord in it that you can use it to power it, but you can unplug that cord, and it's got a built-in battery. And I've emailed them because their product page doesn't say what size of battery is in it, like the milliamp, and it doesn't say how long it will last on a full charge. And I think that's kind of important, especially if you're going to pay that much, because that's not cheap. Not in my opinion, anyway. It is not cheap. So it'd be kind of interesting to know how long that battery is going to last in there. Because if you was using this for a business and it only lasted 2 hours and using a 4 hour meeting, that would kind of bite. And you don't need to unplug it and run it cordless unless you're daisy chaining it. And if you know, hooking one up and then you can run a network cable to the next one and link them all together down a very long table or a large room, but you can daisy chain them. So if you was doing that, you definitely need to know how long that battery was going to last. And I could unplug it and see. I just didn't do that. Hopefully that email me back, and I'll on the review itself, I'll pin a comment to the top. Anyway, what I was saying about the YouTubers that teach YouTube is a lot of people are saying that with the advancement in the AI on YouTube and Google, which is the same thing, that keywords are not as important as they used to be. However, I think in this particular niche, like reviews, I think it's very necessary. And I talked to one of them, I emailed one of them. He's a pretty big YouTuber. I was actually surprised he answered me. But he said, in my case, then it is still very, very important because you can't just depend on the AI to pull out the $1 electric scooter. You need to put that down in your keywords. And it's like I said, it's search based. It's not. You can't depend on the AI to push a video out to different viewers, because unless those viewers have been watching videos like on a electric scooter, they'll never see this one. But if they typed in electric scooter on the search, it might come up. It probably won't right now because usually it'll take about a month for it to populate the system. It may take less nowadays, but usually it took about a month and a half. But anyway, I'm using that Narity speaker and the Narity B410 conference camera, because I've got my other camera that I've used for my grandpa's Dashing Grandpa lives. Got it over there, and I could have gave this one away or sold it, but I want to keep it. I can't afford to go buy stuff like this, and if I have the opportunity to review it, you dang skippy, I'm going to review it. And if it's something that I want to keep, I got it. I didn't have to pay for it. Maybe your videos like the scooters versus a popular scooter. Danny Black. If you want to get into watching, and I did that. I subscribed to some YouTube channels, and there was that do reviews. Danny Black, and then there's one called Freaking Reviews. But I really like Danny Black. I like his personality, and I think he's a genuine good person. But he did several comparisons on these scooters. Of course, this wasn't one of them. His were probably the really expensive ones. This one was $349, I think. There's links in the description to this, the mic, and the camera, and the link in the description of the live stream here. But anyway, some of them were really cool. He did some that were made for off-roading. This one has shocks on it, but I rode it for the actually, no, I was doing a shirt review. I'm a fashion model now, apparently. But anyway, I was doing a shirt review, but I cut across the park, and it was kind of it wasn't smooth. It wasn't bad, but shaking a little bit. I'm curious to see how good the GoPro is going to do on it. But like I said earlier, I want to take this out riding, and I want to make Dirty Shoes Adventures videos using the scooter, because this would be a lot more stable than me walking, because I tend to do this. Even with a GoPro, I bounce when I walk, so it doesn't come out good. The stabilization on GoPros are wonderful. They overheat though. So with our weather right now, we're up in the, I think it was 105 the other day. It's about in the hundreds, and this wouldn't last probably 10 minutes out there. Not to mention my phone overheating as well. And I do not want to lose my phone because I want to see how far this thing is going to go. And if I run out of juice, oh, mama, come get me. And if my phone's dead, I can't do that. And I'd be walking, scooting. I guess, you can ride it without the electric motor. Matter of fact, one of Danny Black's videos, his wife is riding one very, very similar to this one. And they was going up a Red Rock Canyon, and in Vegas, they had I guess they have electric, the electric skateboards and what are they called, the one wheel, and then the scooters. And there was one guy that was on it looked like a big wheel on his electric, and he was like spinning all over the place. It looked pretty cool. But apparently they have an event in Las Vegas once a year. Anyway, they was riding out there, and his wife was pedaling it, or not pedaling it, but kicking like on a skateboard. So apparently you can do that too. It would be what would be really cool if somebody else that distributes these, or the go between of a seller, I guess they would be marketers. I don't know. Anyway, it'd be neat if they saw it and they say, "Hey, we like the way he did that review. Let's send him this one so we can compare them." That would be cool. And that's how Danny Black does. Because he's not going to go buy all that stuff. I think he's American, but he lives in Australia. Or he sounds American. He don't have an Australian accent at all. So, but anyway, yeah. Danny Black freaking reviews Tyler Tube. He's got some really cool really cool videos on reviews. And I have this desk right here. Goes up and down. So like so. And another product that I reviewed besides this desk was this. And that's what I got the desk plugged into. Because with this desk, it usually is sitting in there in the dining room, and that's where I do most of the reviews. But I wanted something different. And I've had one plug over here. My recliner plugs in because it's an electric recliner. And there's 2 or 3 other things that I've got on power strips over here. So I didn't have any plugs. So I had to bring this in here. Not the ideal situation, but it works. Doing reviews is great. There's a lot of stuff you can use. I kept that to go camping. I've got to review a AGM battery, and I've already kind of touched a review on the inverter, but now I have something to use to kind of demonstrate the inverter and the AGM battery. So that'll be cool. I can put this in the trunk or put the battery and the inverter in the trunk of the car, and then this, and use your imagination. And I don't script nothing, y'all. And my reviews is just, y'all been watching me on Dash Grandpa. My reviews are just like those videos. I just go. I mean, I'll read on the reviews, and there's some reviews that products that I have to watch other people's reviews to kind of see what they did. And I think that's a good idea. But you got to put your own personality into it. That also makes a good little footrest too. But I did a video on here a few days ago, and it was, in my opinion, the number one first thing, rule, whatever you want to call it, about doing online reviews or doing reviews, period, or telling people stuff, whether it's on video or not. Maybe you meet somebody on the street. The number one thing, honesty. Because I was offered $500 to do a review on a specific product, and it was enhancement type product, we will say. Number one, I wouldn't do that. But number two, it would work, would it not work? And they wanted me to say that it works great and it makes me feel better. I'm not going to do that. Absolutely not, because you got to have some integrity, And if you're dishonest about something, you may get paid good and you may get a ton of views off that video. What about next week and the week after? You gotta build a reputation. And if you build a reputation based on lies and dishonesty, that's not any good. I did a review on a 4G Wi-Fi little apparatus that if you get out where you can't get service, that supposedly works. And the device itself may work great, but I don't know. Right here, not so much. So I couldn't say that it was good. And I wasn't going to say good. I just said what it is and let it go. I'm not going to say works great and all that if it doesn't. And if I give it a thumbs up, if y'all watch enough of my reviews, most of the stuff I get is a thumbs up. There's been a few things that wasn't. And there has been a few things that didn't make it to my YouTube channel at all because I fulfilled my obligation to him by putting it on Amazon, and that's the extent of my obligation. Putting it on YouTube is my choice. And there's been a few things that I didn't put on YouTube because I didn't feel it was worthy even mentioning. I just had to do it because of Amazon, and or not because of the seller. I had to put it on Amazon. Nevertheless, why rattle and rattle? Ain't much difference. I didn't know if I was going to go 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, 10 minutes. I didn't know. But I'm hoping that these live streams go pretty good and we can discuss or show, like my favorite item for that previous week or 2 weeks. This time, technically, I guess I mentioned the desk. And I mentioned a lot of things, not intentionally. My main three things was the microphone, the camera, and my new toy. That's going to be, that excited me, y'all. There's some things, when you get older, you don't get as excited about stuff as you did when you was younger. But when you get older, every once in a while, something comes along that really excites you. I couldn't wait till I got this in, and I was like on the edge because a lot of times you'll have the seller say, "Oh yeah, we're going to send you this," and then you never get it. And it's disappointing on some things, but this one I was so hoping I would get it, and I got it. Now, how good it is and how long it'll last, I don't know. Because when you look at the value or what these things cost online, this is a lower end one, lower price one. And since I've never had one, it's great. If I eventually get a better one, I might say, hey, this is not that great, and I'll give it to the grandkids. One thing I will say about this, it does say that it's adult, and it not necessarily has to be adult, but it can't be like my youngest granddaughter. She's just graduated kindergarten, so her size, she couldn't ride this. She would be like riding a big Harley, with hangers, the handlebars with, because this handle does not go up and down. That would be one of the things that I think they should do, but I watched some reviews on a bunch of them and they don't. So you would think that they would make them adjustable, but I guess that's why I say why they advertise it as adult. So what's the range? The range is supposed to be 21. See, well, I think the miles per hour and the range was the same, or close to it, like 21 miles, 21.7 miles. However, they also said that was the max speed on it. And riding down my little parking lot out here is 35 miles an hour, is what this is showing. Now, I do have a app on my phone. It's a GPS app that shows you your speed and everything. So I'm going to check that. That's another reason why I want to do a follow-up video on this. And to answer that question, as far as the range goes and how long, of course, the range is going to depend, like where y'all live, the range may not be that good because it's going major hills. But I want to do a follow-up review to really say what it is, and because ideal situations, the range may be 21.7 miles on flat ground. And for the most part, where I live is pretty flat. But on our trail, we have a walking trail that goes around the town now, and it's concrete. So, but there's some places that's got decent inclines. I think it's at 21.7 miles an hour on a 20% grade. I should have had that page opened up on this, but I can't use my mouse. The mouse is over there. But anyway, I'm going to do a follow-up video on this review. What would be the word? The real world use or something. But until it cools down a little bit, I don't know that I'm going to get out there. Like I said, for one, the GoPro will overheat and shut down. For two, my phone is going to overheat, and I don't want to get stranded. What I was going to check though is, since I do have this battery, I'm curious as to whether you can, and you might answer this because the vehicle you drive. Well, yeah, you can do it. Actually, I think I did watch a video of a guy doing that. He had some what was it? Solar powered or solar panels hooked onto a battery, and he was running all in the trunk or something, and he was running that into his charger of his car. I don't remember exactly how he had that worked up. Anyway, what I was getting at, because I was wondering if I could mount this battery on the deck of this and plug it in and it quadruple my range. We will find out when I do the real world review on this. Yeah, it's been hot here too. Yeah, I think it's hot everywhere. I think the East Coast, it was really burning up out there. It was 105. I see. I was out delivering Sunday. It was 105 Sunday. Right now, uh, it's showing 98. I don't know. Tomorrow, 103. Thursday, 104, 104, 102, 99, 103. So until it gets down into the 80s, which will be about October, I'm probably not going to get out and ride it. I mean, I'm going to ride it some, but as far as really putting it to the test, because of course, that would be a fair assessment to be really hard on the battery, because I'm assuming that battery is going to go dead quicker when it's really hot. I know regular batteries do. I'm guessing that one is. When I did ask them what size of battery that was, as far as the milliamp and the something else. Asked them, but they sent me the dimensions of the battery, which I guess is good if you needed to replace the battery, because it does have a bunch of screws down it where you could undo it and probably replace the battery. Granted, I don't know how much batteries are. At the price of the whole thing, it may not be worth it. I mean, if the battery's $250, it wouldn't be worth buying a new battery for it. Just buy a new computer. And $100 more, you can have a brand new one. Anyway, we will see. Oh, can I quadruple that? Yeah, that would, yeah. It well, what I yeah, yeah. I need to find out if this will work like that, and if it will, definitely that would definitely be a good title. Because I was looking at the accessories on these things, and they have little. It's a square plate with a seat post on it, with a seat on it. So you can put seats on these. I mean, I know they make them with the seats on it, but you can buy the seat and the seat post and the mount separate. So I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, especially if you was older and maybe your knees or ankles couldn't handle a long ride, you could split it up. You could sit down for a little bit, stand up for a little bit, sit down. But I don't know. I'd also like to try e-bikes. So any sellers are out there and watching this, and you have an e-bike, I would gladly test that for you, especially if it's an off-road e-bike. I'm more interested in off-road than on-road. I'm not a big mountain biker, but trails. Uh, I do like camping and dirt trails and stuff. And some of the e-bikes I've seen probably are not really made for that. Which I don't know. This is IP64 waterproof, so I believe it's 64. So it would handle riding in the rain, and so it must be sealed pretty good. So it should handle the dirt pretty good, but it's definitely not knobby tires. And the shocks on here, and I don't think they're adjustable. It doesn't mention anything. Some of the instructions on this stuff is not very good. I mean, it covers the basics, but some of us want to know, are the shocks adjustable? Motorcycles used to ride, you could adjust the shocks. So you could stiffen them or soften them. Depends on where you was riding. You was running jumps or riding the trails, makes a difference. But anyway, I need to save that title. And if it makes millions of dollars, I'll buy you a steak dinner. It wouldn't make millions. I can't even get this channel monetized, but that's okay. It's got plenty of views, and I enjoy doing it. That's my main thing. I enjoy all this. Never thought that I would ever be doing stuff like this. That's crazy to me. I never thought I would be doing deliveries either. I worked retail. I was a welder, a heavy equipment operator. Never thought I would be in front of a camera. Blows my mind. Just goes so you never know what's in store for you. Just don't be afraid to step out there and do it. You know? Yeah, eventually it will be monetized. I think it's been a year and a couple of months since I started the channel. And I mean, the watch time hours, I surpassed that requirement, a couple of months ago. That's not a big deal because so many, like you were saying earlier, they search and they watch the reviews. They not necessarily subscribe, but they do watch the reviews, and those add up. And the watch time hour is not the problem at all. They did send me a deal. YouTube sent me a deal the other day that I'm now, because I have 500 subscribers, that I'm now qualified for super chat, super thanks, memberships, all that. But unless you got something to offer, I don't get memberships. Now, if you have something to offer, like you know, in depth conversation or in depth news or something like Steve's got, I get his membership thing because there's some special things that he does. But for me, I ain't got nothing special to offer. I had thought about doing memberships for giveaways, but in all reality, I think what I subscribe or what I pay to be a member of a channel just for the chance of winning something. And what if it's something I didn't want? And then, you know, so I'm not going to do that. But, if I wound up, I'm not, my dad told me once, never say never. So I'm not going to say I never would do that. Who knows what'll happen? I never thought I'd be in front of a camera. Here I am. In all my glory. But anyway, what do y'all think about the time? Ray National Womble had mentioned doing a uh, survey, putting it out there. But I don't know if I've got enough people that would uh, that would leave their thoughts on a time. But I don't. Mostly, all I do is Spark, Walmart Spark, as far as delivery goes. And Tuesdays, 90% of the time are terrible here. They're not worth even getting out of the house for. Yesterday, I turned it on. I did one delivery. Um, I got a couple of reviews knocked out, but the rest of them were extremely low paying. And I'm not going to get out there for that. It's not worth it to me. I'm not. Eventually, I would like to get away from having to do delivery at all. As of right now, I still have to, but everything keeps working and going. And I may not have to, but it's kind of nice. Nevertheless, Tuesdays are slow, and I thought, a lot of people may not have anything to do, and the ones that, like, if you're working a regular job, depending on your job, you might not get to watch this. But I think the majority of the people that are interested in stuff like this are flexible enough to where they could watch the live stream if they wanted to. Because there's a lot of W-2s out there that good and well they are watching YouTube while they're supposed to be working. And they may be working while they're watching YouTube. Depends on their job. But a lot of people are 1099 workers, independent contractors, stay-at-home moms, you know. So you don't know. Retired folks. And I think it would be really cool that, speaking of retired folks, that Danny Black, the guy that I mentioned a while ago that does the review channel, his dad was riding one too. And he's 60, what he said it on the video, 65 or 66. So, he's probably retired. If he's not, he's real close to it. But I don't think you get too old for stuff like this. Now, your physical ability may be limited, but man, if you can get out there and enjoy being outside and doing stuff like this, I don't care if you're 80 years old. Don't break a hip. Just be careful. But don't sit around and grow old. I'd say it. I mean it. If you sit around, you're going to grow old. You got to get up, walk to the gate, and back to the couch. The most important thing is you got up and did something. If my mom's watching this, she's probably saying, "Oh, thanks." I did a lot of walking. They just got back from a little road trip, so I'm quite sure she did her fair share of exercise for the month, and I'm quite sure. But nevertheless, y'all, I am going to get out of here. I've got to go do 2 installs today, reviews. One of them is an install, and one of them is an assembly. And I'll be having those reviews. And hopefully, those items turn out to be as good as what I think they are. So, if anybody has any suggestions on a better time for these live streams, or any suggestions at all, or just want to comment, or just whatever, leave me a comment, message me, whatever. I am generally around. So I don't know, I don't really have a saying, like keep smiling, dashing, dancing, for instance. But you could, where is it? Keep smiling. The most important thing, and I push this on every channel, and every time I talk to somebody, and when I was talking, my kids was growing up, the most important thing is just be nice. It's not hard. Just be nice to people. It doesn't define where you're going to heaven or hell, but it does make you a better person. And it can inspire somebody that was in a bad mood to get in a better mood. And it might make them in a better mood, just a simple smile, a hi, how's it going? Or, anything simple. It's easy. Just be nice and honest. If you're doing reviews, definitely be honest. Be honest anyway, but especially if you're trying to show somebody something. Anyway, Tony, get my number and text me, and I'll give you some information that you might could use. If I may have given it to you before, I can't remember it. I think it was last year, but I am old in some aspects. Anyway, I'm getting out of here, y'all. I got to go get busy. But thanks for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Wait, I got to put my mouse over here so I don't just stand there and look. Where is my cursor? Oh, there. Wait. There it is. There it is. Okay, we own it. We own that end. What does that say? End stream? We're on it. So should have had that on there already, but here we go. Fly by the seat of your pants. Nothing scripted. Y'all be nice to one another, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.